Hello everyone. Hello, welcome back to another planting video. Today we are doing another how-to video and I am trying to grow avocado and mangoes from seeds at the moment. So this is the mango one. This is my second attempt. The first one didn't go very well, so I've done some more research and I thought I'd bring you all along and show you how I'm doing it. So we will crack straight in. I'll try and make this a really short video because I know a lot of people, if they want a how-to, it's just they want to know what's going on. So here we are. So this is what your mango will look like once you've taken it out of your mango and you've taken all the flesh off of it. I'm now going to scrub this to try and get as much of this yellow flesh off as I can. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Okay, so I've kind of got as much as I can off. I'm just going to pat it dry. Not that worried about getting it all off, so don't worry too much. So as you can see, you've got the fatter end here, and then you've got a really skinny end on this side. So what I tend to do is cut this skinny end off. And you want to try and not damage the pip that is in there. And this is really tough. So make sure you've got a really sharp knife and you're just really careful. So now you can see, it's kind of opening up here and you can kind of see the pip inside. So I'm just going to really carefully open this up by just bringing the knife down the edge like so and just really gently plumping it open but without damaging the pip, and then you can just open it up and take it out. So this is what we're left with, and you'll have bit of a papery skin over the top, and you want to take all of this off just because it can encourage any kind of rot on there because it is just such a thin material. So we're just going to take all of this off. Okay, that's as much as I can get off at the moment. So this is what we're left with. And this end is sort of where the root will come from and where the root and where the plant will actually grow from. Okay, so now we've done that, I am not doing it sort of the traditional way. I know a lot of people, I'm doing it with my avocado in just some damp kitchen roll, but the last one I did that and this rotted. And I had a look online and I found some information and it said that if you use Clingfilm, it can actually work better because it's not any organic material in there. So we're going to give that a go. I am also going to mix up a little bit of a hydrogen peroxide mixture, just a very small amount, just because if there is any kind of bacteria or anything that will encourage rot, that should get rid of that. So I've got it in here, and then I'm just going to go to the sink and just gently rinse this off. Okay, so we've done that, and then we want to get our cling film. Getting quite a lot. I'm going to damp it and then scrunch it up. Okay, so this is what we've got. It's kind of holding moisture in between the cling film. So now you want to grab a Ziploc bag. Okay, so we've got our cling film, which is holding moisture sort of in between the cling film. And grabbing a Ziploc bag. And I saw that the cling film you should like, I might get a little bit more. And you kind of want to wrap it all around in like a bit of a circle like this. And then place your little seed kind of upright like this, and then you can close it around. And again, like I said before, apparently this is meant to help because in kitchen roll, obviously you have organic materials, whereas this, it doesn't, so it has there's nothing that will start rotting on the paper, because obviously this is plastic, so it shouldn't rot. Hopefully, we will see. I'm then gonna just place it right in the end of the Ziploc bag. I'll turn it this way so you can see, like so. Close over the Ziploc, try and get a bit of air in there so it creates a little bit of a bubble. And I'm actually going to pour a tiny bit of this hydrogen peroxide in the bottom. Just the smallest amount. Close it up, and then if you fold over one end, it will create that bubble on that side. Okay, so I'm now going to put this in my airing cupboard. If you don't have an airing cupboard, you can just put it in a warm, dark place. An airing cupboard, if you're in the UK, I don't know if you have them anywhere else, but it's just like a cupboard in your house that you have a water tank in, and obviously the water tank gets really warm and heats up that cupboard. So it's dark, it's really warm, and it just mimics that kind of tropical environment for the seed, and it helps it to germinate. So that's what I'm going to do. If you don't have that, any warm, dark place will be ideal. I'm going to leave this for a few weeks. I'm going to try not to disturb it, and we will be back to see how it has turned out. Okay, you guys, so it has been it's probably about day 20 since we have started this, and I wanted to give you an update and show you how it is going. So I will unwrap it. So this is what it's looking like. Give you a close up. So this is the root coming round here, and it's starting to get some secondary roots coming off of it. It's looking really good. This here is where it's obviously sprouting from. So it's kind of stuck, which is fine. I'm going to leave it and let it get itself out. That's absolutely fine. And it's looking really good. There's no sort of browning. All of this papery stuff, I have checked on this a couple of times just to check to see if the moisture and everything's up and fine. And I try and remove this as you can, because it just avoids any kind of bacteria buildup and just prevents rotting. So I'll do that now as well, remove some of that as much as I can, if not all of it. And this is looking really, really good. I'm really happy with this one. What I am going to do is I'm going to put it back in the bag. I'm going to wrap it up. I'm not going to do the boat style technique. I'm going to wrap it up all the way around, but leaving the growth point free so it can sprout out. But I'm going to wrap up the roots to make sure they're getting that moisture, and add a little bit more water, and I'll leave this for a couple more days and we will be back for another update. So I'm going to wrap it up and I'll show you how I'm going to do it. So covering the roots and just wrap it all the way around, but again just leaving that growth point just so it has the space to push out. I think that's kind of got a little bit stuck because as it's tried to come out, the cling film is in the way, so it couldn't. So this is what it looks like now. Obviously that section is free for it to grow, and I will put this back in the bag with a tiny bit more water and put it back in the airing cupboard. So I'm back, it's a couple of days later, and I just went in the airing cupboard, wasn't thinking for it to happen this fast, but we have got growth. So it's time to pot up, so I'm gonna have to do this really quickly. Take it out of the bag, and this is what it looks like. This is why I left this bit exposed, so that it was able to push this out, because this is the bit that was stuck inside. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to fill up a little plastic pot with an airy soil mix, and I will be back. Okay, so this is what I'm left with. It's cocoa coir, a little bit of orchid bark, perlite, and some horticultural charcoal. There's not as much orchid bark in here as I'd like, but I'm running out, so I've just put extra perlite in there. That's just to make sure that it's not sitting in wet soil all the time. And then this is the pip thing. I'm going to unravel it and show you what it looks like. See how those roots are doing. Okay, so those roots are doing really well. They are all curling around, which is really good. So I'm going to pop this up now and show you what I'm doing. Okay, so what I'm going to do is make a little bit of a dip in here. And pop it in, obviously leaving this bit to go upwards, because this is where the leaves are growing from, and that is where they are going to grow from. Okay, now I am going to grab a little bit more soil and just cover that over. Okay, and that's all potted up. Obviously, because of the size of the pip, it's going to be wonky in the pot. Not going to be able to have it coming out of the middle, but once it needs repotting again into a little bit of a bigger pot, you might be able to centralise it a bit more. So now I'm just going to water this through. Obviously, the soil will sink a little bit, so bear that in mind. So I've watered it all through, and I've put it in its own little cover pot, because I'm growing this inside. Obviously I don't want it on my window ledge and getting damp on my window ledge and whatnot. So what I am going to do is I'm going to get a Ziploc bag, and I'm going to kind of cover the pot to kind of incubate it, keep the humidity up, because it's used to being in a really warm and humid environment in your airing cupboard. So you kind of want to mimic that so it doesn't go into shock. And then once it's kind of become more of a mature plant, those leaves are hardened off and whatnot, and it's growing, it's happy, you can take that off probably after a couple of weeks, and it should just be able to go on its own then. Okay, there we go. So it looks like this. I know it doesn't look very nice at the moment, but I'm pretty sure that it will just help your plant, because it might go into shock, and it will probably also help it grow a bit faster and get more settled into the pot quicker, because it will be its ideal environment in here. So this is what it looks like. You can see here where the plant's growing out, and I'm going to leave this the first few weeks. I'm going to try and not let this soil get too dry. Not going to keep it sopping wet, but just try not to make it dry out too much. And then afterwards you can let it dry out completely in between waterings. Keep an eye on this for a few weeks, and I will come back and show you some updates when it is a bit more grown in.